Sometimes life tries to steal your peace and dim your light, but John 10:10 promises life to the fullest. I'm your host, Stacey, asking humble heroes the 10:10 questions for one purpose, life to the fullest. Welcome to 10:10 Living. Welcome, listeners, to the 10:10 Living podcast. Today is episode 4, which is the 10 pillars of 10:10 Living. And we, again, get the pleasure of having our guest, Kelly Preston, a certified life coach and mental health coach, and the founder of True Horizons Coaching. You can connect with Kelly at truehorizons.net or find her and follow her on Instagram at lifecoach.kellypreston. This is our final episode for now with our guest, Kelly. And today we're asking the 10:10 questions on the pillars of 10:10 living. If you're a first-time listener, I like to give you a heads up what this podcast is about. It's about living life to the fullest. It's based on John 10:10. And we'll be asking humble heroes, such as Kelly, the same questions in 4 different episodes for one goal, learning what they are doing and how they have done it to live their lives to the fullest from their perspectives, with the hope that you will find a little takeaway that you might want to bring with you on your journey of living your fullest life. We always hope and remind our listeners, take what you like, leave the rest. Everything won't be for everyone, and that's fine. So today, life is not just one pillar of life to the fullest. It's many aspects, and it's a constant ebb and flow. And it's doing a check-in on how each area is going. I've put together one question for each of the 10 pillars that we're going to be discussing today. And those are health, adventure, spiritual, fun, laughter, emotional and mental well-being, gratitude, peace, joy, and love. So this was developed by me working with my clients for 25 years now and realizing and just watching human behavior and seeing that certain areas could be going absolutely great, while other areas that are lacking or completely neglected, it can completely throw us off track. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about remembering to feed all the areas consistently, so that we can have a full tank and then give from a full tank. Listeners, remember to ask yourself these questions too, because it's meant to be interactive. So welcome, Kelly.
Thank you.
We are looking forward to learning from your experiences.
It's good to be here.
Love you so much. Okay, I'll jump into question number 1. Question number 1 is about health. And I would love to know, what qualities does the healthiest person you've ever met possess?
Great question to think about.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of people that we come across in our lives. And I think the healthiest are those that are not obsessed with health necessarily, but those that they're just consistent in their practices. They move their body because they need to, and they know they need to, and they respect their body. They have self-control, but they also have balance.
Yes.
And I love that. Moderation and balance and, enjoyment, but also savoring, and taking your time.
Mm-hmm.
They prioritize rest. They want to manage stress. They want to practice managing stress. And they generally know how to laugh. I really like to be around people that know how to laugh.
Yes, me too.
And I think probably what is the icing on the cake is people that are emotionally in tune with themselves, that they are aware of themselves. Mm-hmm. If they're not, that they're open to being aware of themselves.
Yes.
And, learning and growing, not shutting off from, okay, maybe this is really where I'm at right now, and that's okay. They're honest about their feelings. They're honest about where they're at. I love that. I appreciate authenticity so much.
Mm-hmm. Can we know who those are in your life? Like, are they friends? Are they family? Are they mentors? Is it a combo deal?
I would say it's a combo. I think I have a few friends that are probably the ones that know me the best, and they exhibit this. Mm-hmm. And I have family members that exhibit this as well. And it's such an inspiration to me because I know they're not only a strength to me, but they're safe. Like that's so important that we have people that are safe to go to, that they know you and they're not in their own insecurities so much that they can't handle what you're bringing or what you're feeling. They're able to be there for you and support you and not think, I don't know. It
makes sense.
That's
they're
kinda
healthy
tough.
and
Yes.
you can be healthy with them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well said.
So many good things you just said. So soak that in, think about it for yourself. And then question number 2 is on the topic of adventure. I think this is an important part to keep in one of the aspects of life to the fullest. And that looks different for everyone. It doesn't have to be skydiving or, everybody's different. But what is the most recent thing that you did that made your heart race that you can share? Hey-o.
Well, no. So I have had a lot of cool adventures in my life, physical adventures. And so I appreciate those. Something that is recent that came to mind when you asked me this question was knowing, when you're about to do something that is scary and but you're like, I got to do this. I got to do it. And your heart's racing and your hands are shaking and it's like, this is it. So for me, it was not a physical adventure. It was actually an adventure in being brave, an adventure in trusting my gut, trusting myself and knowing what I needed to do. And so this for me was stepping away from a very long friendship that was in my life. And it was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do. But it had those same dynamics of I'm jumping out of a airplane because I have done that. I don't know if I can do that. I can't do this. This is scary. But I did that because we were no longer aligned.
Yeah.
And it was something that wasn't healthy anymore. And so that was adrenaline and it was difficult, but it was also I landed on my feet and I'm so thankful and I know that it was right. And so it's what an amazing experience. What a difficult experience. Absolutely. But trusting myself, that was quite an adventure.
I love that you shared that perspective on adventure because I do think when you hear the word, you naturally go to something that is good and fun and happy and blah.
Right.
But that is definitely an adventure and it was good for you. But I love that perspective. So number 3, we're talking about the topic of spirituality. So I would love to know, and I'm calling it your 10-10 living spiritual secret weapons. What are your 10-10 living spiritual secret weapons? And what I mean by that is the verse 10:10 says, I have come that they may have life and life to the fullest. So I guess what are your spiritual secret weapons in that? I'm meaning, how do you do that in this way to fill your spiritual cup?
And there's things that I think we do, we don't even realize we do. So when you asked this question and I had a little time to think about it, and I hope for the listeners too, that they'll be thinking what do you turn to that's healthy, that you don't even think about that you do? It's like your body knows and you gravitate towards certain practices that really help you tap in to God's presence, into knowing that you're not alone. So for me, those are going for a run, maybe going for a walk. Sometimes it's journaling. Sometimes it's prayer. Sometimes it's just being quiet and breathing.
Yeah.
And allowing myself to rest and really rest and imagine that God is resting with me, that he's taking care of me, or he's taking care of the thing that I'm so worried about.
Yeah.
And just literally picturing it in my mind that he's taking care of it.
And I'm happy you mentioned that because so much about nature points us back to spirituality and to God. And you and I have God in our lives. We know him, believe him, in him, and are thankful for that. But not every listener does, and not everyone has the same exact beliefs. But you can still see and find the way that you can have fulfillment in your lives and know light in life. And whether or not you believe exactly the same as we do, you can answer this question for yourself, and hopefully it points you back to knowing what we're talking about. So that brings us to number 4, which is the topic of fun. So I ask these questions because I think it's fun to know. This is a combined question of what is your spirit animal, favorite word, and favorite song? Because I think this tells a lot about a person, and you learn a lot about a person knowing this. And it's fun. So that's the reason.
Okay. Well, my spirit animal is, I am choosing my spirit animal. So it is a horse, because I think of a horse in a wide open field galloping. And I mean, I'm almost having like a Lady Godiva moment here. I don't know who I don't know. I hope she was healthy, but I don't know much about her, but like just riding free, just being, in a wide open space, that is attractive to me, and that feels fun. And that definitely leads to my favorite word, which is freedom. I love this word because it's different for each one of us. And it can be in different areas of our life where we find freedom, where we protect our freedom, where we have this experience of, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I am here, and I'm standing on all the prayers I prayed, from years past, or I'm standing in a place that so many people prepared for me, didn't even know me, but they made a way, and I'm getting to stand in that freedom. And I love that. It's such a great experience. And then my favorite song, I have a lot of songs that I just love, but yeah, I mean, what is love? What is love? Yeah. I mean, I have a stiff neck today. I can't do it justice. I don't have full range of motion in my neck, Stacey, but anyway, I love that song.
What is love?
Yeah. Yes. I run to that song.
And we dance on the golf course to that song.
Yes, we did.
Oh, yes. Well, I love that. I'm just curious on the favorite word. Has that been your favorite word for a long time, or is it right now?
Right now. It's this year. Mm-hmm. I don't usually have a word for the year, but this year I did. I was like, what do I want to have experienced this time next year? Mm-hmm. And it was freedom.
Love that word. So much power. Okay, that moves us to question number 5, which is laughter. Got to go with that as a piece of 10-10 living. So I got to ask, what made you laugh today?
So I took my kids to the dentist this morning, and they're both teenagers. We have a lot of laughter. And I could hear them cackling. I was in the waiting room, and they were on the other side of the building. And I could hear them cackling with the dental hygienist. And it was hilarious to me, because I'm like, I do not enjoy going to the dentist at all. I get nervous. I'm like, ugh. They love it. So we got in the car, and I had, we received some, bad news at the dentist. Dang it. And so the one that had received the bad news about his teeth, he's like, Mom, the dentist said it was a cute cavity that I had. Like, really? Okay. Like, just funny. They're funny kids. Their take on life is funny. And I thought, this is not a cute financial obligation that we now have, but I'm glad that this is funny right now, so that we can laugh about it.
Well, and to your point, a lot of times other people's laughter is all you need. Just hearing somebody laugh. Good
point. Yes.
You don't even know, you need to know what it is, and it can bring you to laughter. So good job, kiddos. Number 6 is emotional well-being, emotional and mental well-being. So my question is, what are your daily non-negotiable habits for mindset and daily focus?
Non-negotiables are movement in some form. So usually if I can, it's outside. I don't always feel like it, but I know that I think with clarity and I feel better just in general when I go for a walk or a run, or I just go outside. Sometimes pulling weeds, it's, just out of the yard. I'm like, oh, I was outside, and it's just a good activity. Laughing, and I know we've said this, but that to me it's so important. And I know that can't happen every day because sometimes life is just beating on you, and it is like, okay, there's nothing to laugh at right now. And I've definitely been in those moments for sure. But if it's possible, and if I can, I try to find something funny or something to laugh at, something to smile about. The last thing that's a non-negotiable that I decided a long time ago was, because of the intensity with which I usually live my life and drive my schedule, I wanted to promise myself that I would look into my kids' eyes, that I would look into my husband's eyes every day.
That's a good one.
And just because we're talking, we interact, or, we're together. But if I'm looking into their eyes and I'm listening to what they're saying, or I'm pausing and just seeing them, it is such a shift for me as a person, because I remember they are people, they are going through things, and what a joy that I get to be in this life with them. And it's so important to me to be able to do that and be present with them.
I was going to say, that's a great point that I'm going to take with me and add, because even though when you were saying, I know it can't happen every day, the goal is to have these become habits and little takeaways that, because it does life, and days are hard sometimes. But when you've thought about the habits that you want to keep, you, even in the hard times, start to see, oh, I could choose this or I could choose this. And one is taking me down a more difficult path and maybe more sad, maybe ruminating. And one is pulling me through in a little bit more of ease. And so, but yeah, I love that one of just the way you said it, looking into the eyes of my husband and kids, because that says it all. You get what you're saying on that. Exactly. Thank you for sharing. Number 7 is gratitude. I would love to ask, how does gratitude honestly change your attitude for a fuller life?
Gratitude is difficult. So practicing gratitude, I think sometimes it's like digging, like pushing the shovel into really hard earth, because it's hard to find the soft. It's hard to find where it's going to get easier. But finding gratitude even in a small thing, like 7 things could be going wrong right now, but I'm sitting across from a friend that is safe, that supports me, that loves me. I'm having good coffee, like I can think about that and say, this is something that's very good. And I'm really thankful for that. So it causes my brain to slow down and think about what I have rather than what I don't have, or what is real and what the truth is, as opposed to all the things that are spinning that I don't know how they're going to end up. And it's like, okay, well, I do know that this is good right now, and I can be thankful for that.
Yeah, and it is a practice, right? It's not fluff. Right. It's not faking that things aren't happening and hard, but it's, again, habits that bring you back to say, okay, but maybe our eyes are focused on something that's bringing you down, where we can focus it on something that can lift you up instead.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, exactly.
And I think gratitude does that.
Do you find, Stacey, too, that the older we get, I don't want to say the easier it is, but maybe the quicker, it's quicker to see, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, I know this looks impossible right now, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to work out. Something's going to work out from this. Like,
Yeah. Yes, I
yeah,
get that.
like
And
we have enough life.
Yeah. I think as you've experienced things in your life and you have gone and lived through hard things, like, for example, your loss of your oldest son and the youngest one having to fight cancer and the hardship that was on Claire and your whole family, those things set you up to either put you on a path one way or the other. Because sometimes one of those things in life wrecks people and they can't move forward. They don't see life with any type of gratitude or maybe joy anymore. And instead, I've watched you guys look for that and you've found that. So I've seen you do it. And so, yeah, I think it could happen at a young age too, because there's some young people who have gone through so much, including in your family. And I see them doing it too. So I think the things that life throws at us and we get a chance to decide, but it's kudos to you because you and Greg have done a great job setting the example for that. And so, yeah, gratitude is everything. Okay, number 8 is on the topic of peace. I would love to know, how do you practice and prioritize peace daily to create a fuller life?
Well, this is a new practice. So
Amen, sister.
I am learning. But it
Aren't
is
we always?
Yes, we are. Hopefully we are, right? Hopefully we are. I ask myself, is this something that's going to bring peace or chaos?
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that I'm nervous because it's a brave step that I could take, or am I nervous because I think it's going to rob me of my peace and contentment?
Mm-hmm.
So I almost have to step into different scenarios to figure out, like, what do I need to do, or what do I need to just be okay not doing? And it also, who I involve in the deeper areas of my life, it's people that I know will help me protect that peace. And it's not just, giving of myself and letting everybody in, and I think the older I've gotten, the more I'm really okay with that. And I'm proud of myself for doing that, because I hadn't done that for forever. And I kept going through this vicious cycle of, this is so chaotic. This doesn't work. This is frustrating. Why did I say yes to 50 things at one time? Why didn't I say no? Why did I think I couldn't say no to something or to someone? And so this is a new practice.
Yeah. And I think that's a great way. Something you protect now is a simple question to ask is this adding to my peace or taking away? And if it's easier to answer and then guide us into a way of, okay, the answer's no, got to go.
Right.
Instead of making it too complicated and overthinking it, and which I can tend to do, but this is a practice I've been practicing as well. And the things that are a no, I, instead of feeling bad about it, started to apply and say, it's actually healthier. And that's a big part of what I hope listeners gain from all these questions today in this episode, especially because ultimately it's meant to bring you to your healthiest version, because health isn't just working out and eating well and sleeping. It's so much bigger than all of that. But when you can look at trying to become so that maybe someone says about you, they're the healthiest person I know. Not because you're perfect, but because you've applied principles for a very long time, Yes.
I'd love to just share this very practical challenge. So I have had different life coaches in my life, and I need that as a coach. I need someone coaching me as well. And so this one of my coaches said to me, she said, I'm going to give you this challenge. I want you to say no to 5 different things this week. She started with 10 and I'm like, there's no way, like I think she could feel.
Did you tell her no?
I did. I'm like,
that one.
Oh, you're so good. I could have counted that. So, but she's like, okay. She's like, let's do 5. And even that, like that was difficult for me, but it was such a good practice. But as soon as that week was over, I went right back to yes, of course I can fit that in. Of course I can do that. And so it wasn't, it took so many times of practicing my no and saying no and just being okay with that before it became a lot easier.
Yeah.
And even, oh, wow, no way, like having the confidence, and I don't want to crowd my life again. I was so crowded. I was so stressed because of all these things. So anyway, I just wanted to share that really practical thing because that was so helpful to just be challenged.
Yes. I'm going to apply that to this week. So be careful what you ask me.
I don't know if that's the magic number or not, but
ask me something. No. Okay, number 9 is the topic of joy. And I would love to ask you, how do you protect your joy daily and what does it add to your life?
Okay, joy is a gift, right? And I want to treasure it. I want to cherish it. So I ask myself, do I really need to do that? Is this a good use of my time? Or does this resemble more of my life when I was too busy and I was stressed? So some of those questions, those help me to say, okay, I know when I am less busy, I have more joy. I know when I take care of myself, I have more joy. And so can I control my schedule to a degree? Yes, I absolutely can, to a degree, right? Some things pop up. But I think putting myself in that leadership position in my own life of saying, asking myself those questions of, is this something that is going to be helpful or not? And it's probably not.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let that go. Kind of ties in with the last question there of saying no, but joy is so important. It's strength for us. It's lifeblood, I believe, just gives us what we need to keep going.
Yeah. That's why I said it earlier or maybe on the last episode, but that it, quite frankly, laughter, joy, gratitude is one of our greatest strengths because it says that the joy of the Lord is our strength. I mean, but the joy is the piece of it right there.
Yeah.
And so this is why I had a whole episode on that, because protecting our joy must be real important. If that goes away, it's tied to our strength. So that's kind of a non-negotiable right there.
Yeah.
Think about that. What if anything is stealing your joy? Snip, snip.
And
number
that
10
in your head, snip, snip, because that is very applicable. I'm going to hear that all day. I love it.
Snip, snip. Number 10, and saving it on last on purpose, is love. Who loved you when you least expected it, and how did it change your view of a full life?
I really love this question. This has helped me with clarity in my decisions and in who I allow in my life. So I think there's different levels of love. I think there's different ways of showing love. And we have been the recipients of so much love. So through different, traumas and tragedies that have happened in our family, we have received love from people. Now, there is something about love when it's given to you, when it's just being present in your life. It's not about fixing you. It's not about even taking care of you. It's not about changing anything for you. It's about just being in your life, just sitting with you or being in your house or taking you out to coffee and just being together. That is a level of love that has surprised me and has shaped me in the last few years. And I am beyond grateful. I'm sure that I'm not describing that as well as what I have experienced, but it has been life-changing for me.
Yeah. I love that perspective because it's multiple ways, multiple people, not just one way. Well, you make me feel fuller. And for the finale, it's the 10-10 takeoff. I say a word, you spontaneously answer with the first thing that comes to mind, no wrong answers. And we're using those same 10 topics. Ready? Healthy.
Suzanne Summers.
Adventurous.
Bear, whatever his name is.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Bear.
Yes, adventure guy,
Yep,
has a show.
Yep.
Spiritual.
Gandhi.
Fun.
Stacey.
Thank you. Laughter.
The laughing clown in Happy Gilmore on the mini golf course.
Mindset.
Carol Dweck.
Gratitude.
Virginia Stoffel, my grandmother.
Oh, shout out Granny. Peace.
Kung Fu Panda, Jack Black, Inner Peace.
I love that. Skadoosh.
Skadoosh.
Joy. Oh, wait. No, sorry. Gratitude.
Gratitude?
Virginia
Stoffel.
Peace. Okay. Joy. Sorry. I thought I skipped
Joy
one.
is a middle-aged soccer mom. I don't know why.
Oh, yes. And last but not least, love.
Ooh, Greg.
Shout out Greg Preston. She'll be home soon. All right. Well, thank you, listeners, for taking the time to listen today. And it has been a joy and honor to have Kelly as the first 1010 living guest. Thank you for all your vulnerability. Thank you for sharing with us and sharing what's working for you to live your life to the fullest. Thank you for being one of the people who makes my life full. And listeners, remember you can connect with Kelly at truehorizons.net or on Instagram. Follow her at lifecoach.kellypreston. Thank you again for listening. We hope that you heard something today that helps you live your life fuller on your journey. Remember, life keeps twisting, but we keep living. Go out and live life to the fullest.